Throughout history and even in the modern world, there are women whose names strike fear, command respect, and often leave people in shock. These women are known not for ordinary achievements, but for their formidable strength, cunning intellect, and the immense power they hold. From assassins to masterminds, let's dive into the world of the top 5 most dangerous women on Earth. Brief pause. Before we get started, if you're into stories of legendary figures and jaw-dropping feats, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. You won't want to miss what's coming next. Our journey begins with one of the most notorious drug lords in history, Griselda Blanco, also known as the cocaine godmother. Operating at the height of Miami's drug wars, Blanco was responsible for building one of the most violent and lucrative cocaine empires in the 1970s and 80s. Born in Colombia in 1943, Blanco's early life was a harsh introduction to the world of crime. She quickly rose through the ranks of the Medellin cartel, becoming a key player in the cocaine trafficking trade to the United States. Her ruthlessness and ambition knew no bounds, and she was as feared by her rivals as she was admired by her underlings. Blanco was a master of logistics and a cunning businesswoman. She established intricate smuggling routes, often using innovative methods like concealing cocaine in clothing, furniture, even on the bodies of drug mules. But her empire was built on a foundation of violence. Turf wars, betrayals, and ruthless executions were commonplace in Blanco's world. She was linked to countless murders, often carried out with a chilling indifference. In 1985, she was finally apprehended in California and extradited to the United States to face charges for her crimes. Though she escaped the death penalty, she received a lengthy prison sentence. In 2012, after being released from prison and deported back to Colombia, Griselda Blanco's life was cut short in a manner that mirrored her own brutal reign. She was gunned down by 2 men on a motorcycle, a chilling end to a woman who lived and died by the sword. Next on our list is a name known to intelligence agencies across the globe, Samantha Lewthwaite, also known as the White Widow. A British-born individual who allegedly turned extremist, Lewthwaite has been linked to numerous attacks and terror plots across the world. Born in Northern Ireland in 1983, Lewthwaite had a seemingly ordinary upbringing. However, her life took a dramatic turn after the 7/7 London bombings in 2005. Her then-husband, Jermaine Lindsay, was one of the suicide bombers responsible for the attack, which killed 52 people. In the aftermath of the bombings, Lewthwaite publicly condemned her husband's actions, but her story was far from over. She disappeared from the public eye, resurfacing years later under a new identity and allegedly embracing a radical ideology. Lewthwaite's alleged involvement in terrorist activities is shrouded in mystery and speculation. Intelligence agencies believe she has played a key role in recruiting and training new members for extremist groups, particularly women and children. She is also suspected of being involved in several attacks in East Africa, including the 2013 Westgate shopping mall attack in Nairobi, Kenya, which claimed the lives of 67 people. Although her exact role in these attacks remains unclear, her alleged ability to evade capture and operate across borders has made her a high-value target. Despite numerous alleged sightings and reports of her whereabouts, Lewthwaite remains at large. Her ability to evade capture has fueled speculation about her network of support and the resources at her disposal. Some experts believe she may have received training in explosives and firearms, making her a highly dangerous and unpredictable individual. Whether she is apprehended and brought to justice or continues to evade capture, Lewthwaite's legacy as the White Widow will undoubtedly endure, serving as a stark reminder of the ever-present threat of extremism and the dangerous individuals who perpetuate it. Chapter 3, Maria Licciardi, the godmother of the Camorra. From the heart of Italy, we have Maria Licciardi, often called La Madrina, or the godmother of the Camorra crime syndicate. Unlike other crime bosses, Licciardi built her reputation not just through violence, but by being incredibly shrewd and calculated in her decisions. Born into a family steeped in mafia tradition, Maria Licciardi's destiny seemed preordained. She was one of 11 children, and her father and brothers held prominent positions within the Secondigliano Alliance, a powerful clan of the Camorra. When her brother Gennaro the head of the clan, was imprisoned in the late 1990s, Maria, then in her late 30s, made a bold move. She stepped into the power vacuum and took control of the family business. This was highly unusual in the patriarchal world of the Italian mafia. Women were traditionally relegated to secondary roles, but Maria defied expectations. She was intelligent, ruthless, and possessed a keen business acumen that commanded respect from her male counterparts. Under her leadership, the Secondigliano alliance flourished. She recognized the potential of the drug trade and shifted the clan's focus to cocaine and heroin trafficking, bringing in vast sums of money. But her true genius lay in her ability to forge alliances and maintain order. She understood that violence, while sometimes necessary, was bad for business in the long run. She preferred negotiation and diplomacy, earning her a reputation as a shrewd and pragmatic leader. In 2001, after years on the run, she was finally apprehended by Italian authorities. Her arrest sent shockwaves through the criminal underworld, marking the end of an era for the Camorra. Maria Licciardi's story is a testament to the allure and danger of power. She rose from the shadows of a male-dominated criminal underworld to become one of its most formidable figures. Chapter 4. Aileen Wuornos, the Highway Killer. Our fourth dangerous woman is Aileen Wuornos, whose story shocked the entire United States. As a convicted serial killer, Wuornos claimed she acted in self-defense, though she eventually confessed to multiple murders. Born in 1956 in Michigan, Wuornos's early life was marked by abandonment, abuse, and hardship. Abandoned by her parents, she endured a tumultuous childhood, drifting through foster homes and eventually turning to prostitution at a young age to survive. In 1989, Wuornos's life took a sinister turn when she shot and killed Richard Mallory, a man she claimed had picked her up for sex and then brutally raped her. This marked the beginning of a year-long killing spree that would terrorize the highways of Florida. Over the next year, Wuornos killed 6 more men, all of whom she claimed had either assaulted or attempted to assault her. Her modus operandi was chillingly similar. She would shoot her victims multiple times at close range, often robbing them afterwards. In 1992, Aileen Wuornos was found guilty of multiple counts of murder and sentenced to death. She spent the next decade on death row, her case becoming a lightning rod for discussions about capital punishment, gender, and the criminal justice system. Aileen Wuornos was executed by lethal injection on October 9, 2002, at the age of 46. Her life and crimes continue to fascinate and horrify, serving as a stark reminder of the complexities of human nature and the devastating consequences of a life spiraling out of control. Chapter 5, Bonnie Parker, half of a deadly duo. And finally, we can't forget the infamous Bonnie Parker. Partnered with Clyde Barrow, Bonnie became one half of America's most notorious crime duo, Bonnie and Clyde. Known for their brazen bank heists and escape escapades, Bonnie and Clyde left a trail of chaos in the 1930s. Born in Texas in 1910, Bonnie Parker's life was far removed from the glamour and excitement often associated with her legend. She grew up in poverty, but her difficult upbringing couldn't overshadow her intelligence, charm, and thirst for a life less ordinary. In 1930, at the height of the Great Depression, Bonnie's life took a fateful turn when she met Clyde Barrow, a small-time criminal with a charismatic personality and a penchant for trouble. Their connection was instant and intense, igniting a passionate love affair that would forever alter the course of their lives. Together, Bonnie and Clyde embarked on a crime spree that would captivate the nation and cement their status as legendary outlaws. Their crimes, initially petty thefts, escalated to bank robberies, kidnappings, and murders, leaving a trail of chaos and bloodshed in their wake. Bonnie, despite her diminutive stature and seemingly innocent demeanor, was a willing and active participant in their criminal exploits. She was often photographed alongside Clyde, brandishing guns, cigarettes dangling from her lips, a defiant smirk on her face. These images, widely circulated in newspapers across the country, transformed Bonnie and Clyde into folk heroes for some and dangerous criminals for others. On May 23, 1934, she and Clyde were ambushed and killed by a posse of lawmen on a rural Louisiana road. Bonnie Parker's story is a cautionary tale of love, rebellion, and the allure of a life lived on the edge. So there you have it. 5 women whose dangerous lives and choices have earned them a place in history. From drug lords and serial killers to radical operatives and crime bosses, These figures defy what society typically expects. Remember, it's not just about the power one wields, but how it's used. And these women chose paths that impacted thousands of lives, often with terrifying consequences. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video with someone who loves mysterious and thrilling tales. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.